On a sultry September evening, a hardy band of pirates set out to capture a division championship. Only they and their boisterous fans believed they could win.
Hey, 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 we're the Buccaneers. Ho, 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 we're the Buccaneers. Offense, defense, now we're here to say, make the Vikings walk the plank, throw them in Tampa Bay.
Minnesota had won the NFC Central 11 times in 13 years, including 1980. But when the Bucs landed the opening rounds in the first battle of 1981, their intentions were clear. Commandeer the Vikings championship and begin the mutiny in the Central Division. However, just when the Buccaneers seemed ready to board their opponent's ship, the Vikings answered with a broadside. Tampa Bay's lead sank to a single point, 14-13. And in the final minutes of this dramatic struggle, the Vikings were sailing into potential winning field goal range.
3rd and 3 now from the Tampa Bay 26. 3rd and 3. Vikings have one timeout remaining. Dills fires it out, picked up! It's intercepted! Neil Colsey to the 30, field goal! Touchdown, Buccaneers! Oh, brother! Neil Colsey, talk about your heroic plays.
You think we ought to give Neil a Eastern Airline bag for that one?
I think we ought to give him Eastern Airlines.
How about a 727?
The mutiny in the Central Division had begun. With a 21-13 victory, the Buccaneers had set sail on the high seas of NFL adventure. The 1981 Buccaneers featured 22 new crewmen since the 1979 Central Division Championship voyage. There were 12 new starters, and to a man, Tampa Bay's quest was to put a disappointing 1980 season well to stern. These Bucs would navigate around their past difficulties because of 6 years of shrewd drafting and sharp trading. One trade brought on board running back James Owens, number 26. As a San Francisco 49er, position changes hindered his progress, and nagging injuries slowed his world-class speed. But in the Buccaneer backfield, Owens added flexibility and acceleration to the Tampa Bay offense. On defense, veterans Richard Wood and Cecil Johnson, who led the team in tackles, anchored a rugged core of linebackers that included Andy Hawkins, Dana Nafziger, Scott Brantley, and Hugh Green. The storming chaos of the Orange attack revolved around one determined lighthouse, head coach John McKay. From the stormy waters of expansion to the tranquil harbor of champions, for 6 seasons, McKay has led his men with unmatched candor and verbal color.
Get him!
He does have a special feeling for players, yet he's very frank to tell you. They're of a different era than he is. He's the Glenn Miller era, and they're the Rolling Stones.
McKay's 1981 crew of rock and rollers were as talented as they were tough. The defensive line included Bill Kohler, Dave Stalls, Brad White, Scott Hutchinson, Joe Campbell, and Laval Short. At nose tackle, David Logan was the strongest Buccaneer and also one of the quickest. Though often injured in 1981, original Buccaneer Leroy Selman, number 63, was still the most imposing down lineman, and he led the team in sacks. This was the most exciting and versatile Tampa Bay team ever. But it was also one of the most injured. Injuries to their young offensive line forced a different lineup for 11 straight weeks. Still, they allowed the third fewest sacks in football. But no unit overcame more hurts than the secondary. Banded together by the preseason loss of starters Mark Cotney and Curtis Jordan, these renegades challenged quarterbacks and forced receivers to walk the plank. These defensive backs turned a supposed weakness into a strength that could turn the tide quickly. The cornerbacks were Mike Washington, Norris Thomas, and John Hope. The safeties, Neil Colsey, Billy Caesar, Aaron Mitchell, and the team leader in interceptions with 9, Cedric Brown, number 34. Together, they permitted only 10 touchdown passes, the league's fewest. 4 interceptions were returned for touchdowns, while pirating a club record 32 interceptions that was the second best total in the NFL. But no swashbucklers kept opponents on the lookout more than the Buck receivers. Some tight ends are wide receivers in disguise. But not Pro Bowler Jimmy Giles, number 88, who last season combined strong blocking and running with a hearty 17-yard per catch average on 45 receptions. The buckshot offense could scatter many talented receivers. Coming out of the backfield, rookie fullback James Wilder was a complete player, averaging over 10 yards on 48 receptions. The other receivers, Gordon Jones, Kevin House, Jim Obradovich, Gerald Carter, and Theo Bell, number 83, helped the Bucs roll up more yards and points than any Tampa Bay team in history.
Well, we're kind of a funny-looking offense. We come out and stumble around, and all of a sudden we make a big play.
2nd and 11 for the Buccaneer 19-yard line. Doug Williams will try to put it up in the air. Fires over the middle to Giles, open 40. He's to midfield. It's a foot race. Giles putting on the afterburners to the 10, and he's in. Touchdown! 81-yard touchdown from Doug Williams to Jimmy Giles.
But the swiftest clipper ship of this fleet was number 89, Kevin House. All season long, House left the league's finest cornerbacks in his wake, rolling up a club record 1,176 yards and 9 touchdowns. Three times, House touchdowns covered 70 yards or more, and 4 other receptions spanned over 50 yards. Because of their explosive talent, the Bucs won 4 out of their first 6 games, overcoming injuries and disappointments that would have destroyed many teams.
I think it shows the character of the team. No one ever gives up on each other. Coaches never give up on us, and that's important to us, and then we never give up on each other.
The Bucs sank division rivals Green Bay and Detroit. And when Jerry Eckwood scored Tampa Bay's second touchdown within the final 3 minutes, St. Louis went under 20-10. The finest talent in franchise history was spreading the spirit of mutiny throughout Tampa Bay. In 1981, Tampa Bay's first-round draft choice was Hugh Green. One of the most decorated defenders in college football history, this linebacker spent his rookie season formally introducing himself to the greatest runners in pro football today.
I think throughout this year, I've made a lot of people respect me. I try to drill my game on being very physical, going up and attacking the backs or attacking whatever comes at me.
What he gives us is, I think, that we can say that that position is locked up for about 8 or 10 years and worry about something else. I doubt seriously that anybody is playing that position better than you is playing it, in our opinion. He is the best hitter I've ever seen since I've been in football. Why that? He has more explosion at the point of contact than anybody I've ever seen. Now, in our prevent defense, we take linebackers out. We never take Green out. He stays in the ball game because we think he can cover any back man-to-man also. So he gives us a multitude of players. He does a lot of things for us, and we appreciate it.
While Hugh Green achieved instant NFL acceptance, it has taken a little longer for Doug Williams to prove himself among NFL quarterbacks. Even though he had broken several NCAA records while at Grambling, Williams has battled the notion that a quarterback from a small university can't play pro football. But in the 4 years since he was chosen on the first round, Doug Williams has proven otherwise.
That's all right. Don't hesitate with 92 high Z go. Okay.
Being a professional quarterback on any team is not easy. Of course, I've been a Williams fan all along. I've had to listen to a lot of nonsense. At times, as we all know, he hasn't had the greatest game.
Relax, Dougie. You did a good job. There was nothing you could do. Nothing you could do. He was all right. Yeah, he just took it too far in, that's all.
But a lot of times that he didn't have the greatest game. We knew that the fault didn't lie just with him. His lack of ability was on swing passes out of the backfield or short passes over the middle, because that takes a touch. And if you haven't done it, you just aren't going to go in and start doing that. And it took him some time to do that. When he says, well, he didn't hit his running backs, we haven't had any great receivers come out of the backfield. We now have excellent receivers coming out of the backfield. But we did not have great outside people like House and Bell now, and Gordon Jones, who backs him up. Therefore, he wasn't throwing to the very best quality downfield.
Physically, Williams has always stood with pro football's greatest quarterbacks, and his courage and determination have earned league-wide admiration.
Doug Williams is going to be one of the great quarterbacks in the game. I know that he is a very tough competitor.
The man has a gun. I mean, his arm is a lethal weapon.
He has one of the quickest release going for a quarterback. He really snaps that ball out there. When he draws it back, it's already leaving.
Williams to the air, gets the pass away long, out there, caught House, he'll go in, touchdown!
I don't think there is a human being alive that can outrun Doug Williams' arm. You know, he has a powerful arm, and he'll make you pull a muscle or anything trying to catch up to it sometime.
In 1981, Doug Williams completed over 50% of his passes while maintaining his big play Midas touch. Only 2 quarterbacks threw fewer interceptions and were sacked less than this resourceful field general. Powered by his finest statistical season, Williams confidently steered the Buccaneers into the second half of the season, knowing well there was still much to prove.
Me and Cozy was standing on the sideline, so Cozy called me to ride the Dangerfield of the NFL. You know, so he said, and nobody else on the team get any respect just because of you.
A turbulent mid-season slump damaged Tampa Bay's quest for respect and nearly sent the season crashing on the reef. The Bucs dropped 4 games out of 5, including a bitter loss to Denver. It was here that John McKay made a move to rescue his team and quarterback from the terrible storm.
I thought he was putting too much burden on himself, which I told him. That's why we had our team meeting. And I explained to the team that either myself and my coaches were doing a very poor job, or you were not playing up to your athletic ability. And then I went to each individual and said, you were drafted in this position. We think you're this good, but you're not playing that well. So we think you're letting you and your teammates down, that if we play up to our ability, there's no team in football that we can't play with. From that time on, some of the players called it inspirational talk. I don't make inspirational talks. I tell the truth.
McKay's honesty would keep the mutiny in the Central Division alive. On the 12th NFL Sunday, the Buccaneers reloaded their cannons and set their sights on a resurging Central Division rival.
Dropping back, Rich Campbell looks, fires a pass. It's picked off. This will be a touchdown unless they can get him. It is Cedric Brown on the move.
The Green Bay Packers never knew what hit them.
15, 10, touchdown, Buccaneers. Cedric Brown picked it off.
For the first time all season, the same offensive line started on consecutive weeks. The tackles were Charlie Hanna, Gene Sanders, and Dave Brevis. The guards, Greg Roberts, Ray Snell, and George Yarno. At center, Steve Wilson was backed by Jim Leonard. And behind these men, James Owens and the Bucs recorded their finest rushing performance of 1981.
Goes to Owens, he's got a little room, looking for 30, 25, first later. The 10, he'll be in. Touchdown, James Owens.
Out of Larry Swider's hold, 3 Bill Capice field goals, and reserve quarterback Chuck Fusina's first pro touchdown pass concluded a 37-3 rout. 1 week later, Doug Williams completed 67% of his passes as the Buccaneers blew away the New Orleans Saints 31-14. Week 14 produced an epic confrontation with the Falcons.
Atlanta 23, Tampa Bay 17. Kevin House wide to the right. The Buccaneers trying to win their 8th game of the year and take over sole possession in the NFC Central. Williams back to pass. Sets it up. He's going long. Kevin House is out there. He's got it. 45. Field goal. Touchdown, Buccaneers.
A 24-23 comeback win put the Bucs on top of the Central Division with a chance to win it by beating San Diego in Week 15.
Williams short drop, fires one at the Belk. He's got to get away midfield. He may go to the 40. He's 30. They'll never catch him. It'll be a touchdown, Buccaneers. Theo Bell.
In the fourth quarter, 2 James Wilder touchdowns gave the Bucs a 23-21 lead. But just when they appeared ready to hoist their Jolly Roger over the Central Division, the winds of fate turned against them. A freak fumble led to a last-second 1-point loss. Tampa Bay now faced a winner-take-all confrontation on treacherous waters in Detroit.
We've been in adverse, situations before, but hey, we've been just put down, but we just have to rise up and come back this week.
The Lions had not lost at home all season.
Good afternoon from the Silver Dome in Pontiac, Michigan. Under the inflated Teflon-coated dome, it's comfortable at 68 degrees. Comfortable and very, very loud.
The Lions already had their victory champagne on ice. However, the intense noise and pressure could not blow the Bucs off their championship course.
Williams will try to pass on first down. Lets one fly. Long, he's got House open. He's got it. 40, 30, they'll never catch him. Touchdown, Buccaneers!
Williams to House was good for a club record 84 yards and a lead the defense never relinquished. 2 Cedric Brown interceptions, scuttled line touchdowns. Then Leroy Selman fired the shot that sent Detroit to the bottom.
Third down and 10 from the 32. Hipple back to pass. Deep drop, Leroy Selman after him. Leroy's got him. The ball's up in the air. It's a fumble. David Logan will take it in. And it's a touchdown, Buccaneers!
Suddenly, the only noise in the Silver Dome was coming from a victorious band of Buccaneers.
Yes, sir. We're the champs. We're the champs.
The mutiny was over. For the second time in 3 seasons, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were NFC Central Division champions, setting a 6-year pace only one other expansion team in NFL history has ever been able to match.
What we should do is go down and get their champagne. Need to do, but we'll drink our beer. Great shot! Great shot!
Hey, hey,